Hey y'all, I'm so excited. I have been working on this Dream Keepers series for several weeks now, and there are 7 total, but I'm keeping one. So there's going to be 6 released. 3 are being on the website now, thejunkgypsy.com. Hoping by the end of next week to have the others done. They're mostly done, but as you will see, there's just so much ephemera in them that it literally has taken me 2 weeks longer than I thought, working hours and hours each day on them. So this one is actually Cosette. This one is Esther, and this one is Letitia. And while they don't really have any particular theme other than eclectic, which is my favorite thing to do, there are tons of French. I always, when I start videoing, I just lose my words. There are tons of French ephemera and things like that in it. So what I've decided to do is actually split them up, since there's so much in each one. I'm gonna do a video on each one. And it's been so overcast here, so it is a little dark, despite I could catch a tan from all the lights that I have on in this room, but I just decided to go with it. So I just want to say that each one will have a few other things besides what's in here, and of which some is these textile cards that I made, but I'm making a video currently to show, because this is a printables that I have on my website. There are a ton more that go with the series. Here, I'll give you a sneak peek. All of these are in the kit, and you can just create these amazing, amazing textile cards. And I actually created them just for this journal. I started creating them a few for another journal, but all of these were created for these journals, and I decided to make the printables available, but I was waiting. So there will be several in each of the journals, but they're not in here right now. So first, they are all, I use vintage file folders, which are a lot thicker than today's file folders. So they're not hardcover, but they definitely have a lot more rigidity to them than today's file folders do. But they allow for flexibility. So one of them has where you can see the signature, the sewn in, but all the rest have hidden spines in them. And we'll go through each one, but I'm just going to show you. They are all extremely thick, and this was part of the reason. I was continuing to work on them, but I had ordered these brooches, and I must say they far exceeded my expectation. I'm just a girl who likes a little bit of bling, and so not only does each one of these have a little bit of bling, but these brooches just have some beautiful rhinestones in them. So it's called the Dream Keeper series, and they each have this, and this means the Dream Keeper in French. And we'll start opening her up. So I just want to first say that I made these silk wraps even longer than I normally make them, because there's so much ephemera in here that it's meant for you to take them out and create new things with them. So I gave you more than enough of this silk ribbon to create more. So again, these are the charms, and see, it's a pin. You can take it off or leave it on. I mean, personally, I bought them just for these journals, and I just think they add so much. And each journal's different. So there's actually even antique fabrics in here, but I just collaged, and then I have some beautiful vintage buttons. It took me about 3 hours to decide to place these exact 3 buttons in this spot. But I just love, this is new, but the doily, obviously, so some of these fabrics are really vintage and antique. And I even tea stained a few of them, but this is the back. This is actually some really old fabric, but I cut it out and then just sewed it on. And this fabric I backed it with, you can kind of see, it's actually got a gold shimmer to it. Just thought it was really, really nice. And all of them have that. There is like a little small pocket here. If you wanted to tuck something in, you could. But it makes me so happy to look at them. So let's get started. And I'm all about the first page. And each one of these has stunning, stunning first pages, in my opinion. So this is actually an unused vintage card. Let me undo this. and it flips up so you can actually got tons of journal spaces. I say it all the time. While it's important for me to make a beautiful journal, it is also important for me to have plenty of spaces for you to journal, because I mean, these things aren't inexpensive, and I want them to last you for a while, so they have plenty of pages and plenty of spaces. And these hold your dreams, your hopes, your realities. So sometimes you don't want people to actually see where you journal. Not always, but sometimes. So that's why I make a ton of hidden little spots. There's pockets, tucks, that sort of thing everywhere. And that's the main reason that I do that. So this is actually a little French book that I scanned and made a copy of, and a cute little picture. And you can journal on the back of it. I'm a blue. I'm a person who loves a blue. This is just folded up. Look at that penmanship. And then you can journal on the back. There we go. And I included a receipt, a vintage receipt. I think this is a printable though, and I glued it on and then sewed it on, and has a thing. This is a reward of merit in this amazing vintage fabric. So that goes in there. And again, this is some embossed paper. There's tons of embossed papers and a lot of papers that I made as well and embossed. I'm waiting some file folder, some embossing folders. I do have a bunch already, but I'm waiting some special ones from, I can't remember if it was France or Germany that I ordered from this girl, and I'm waiting for them. They're Anna Griffin retired folders, and I'm gonna make some packs up and put on the website. So this was actually was a $600 silk dress that I had, and instead of selling it, I decided to cut it because I wanted those colors just to go with this. And we have a hidden with another reward of merit, and then this is actually embossed handmade paper that I did. It's really not that difficult. I don't know why I always on camera kind of struggle to get everything back in. This is embossed paper. There's embossed paper on the back of here. A large journaling card with more embossed papers. This is a vintage magazine ad. Again, this is most of the printables. I don't go through and say this is printable, this is printable, this is printable. Most of these, I'd say over 90% of the actual pages are printables in my shop. I have printables that start at 50 cents, but I accidentally deleted my website, so I've been spending the last couple months just trying to rebuild it back up. So it may not be on there right this second, but keep checking back. There are plenty already on there. And I'm hoping by mid to late June to start asking for a design team. And I tell everybody, I'm not looking for people that just do journals. If you craft, because I use my printables in tons and tons of crafts, and you're interested in doing it, just shoot me a DM, a message, and we'll go from there. But I'll put something up on the website towards the end of June as well. So lots of pockets, embossed papers. I think that's some I made this color, but I didn't make a whole lot of that one. So this is actually a printable that I know, but I know it's not on the website. There's several that go with it. They're notions, fabrics, all that sort of thing. It's on my other computer, so I need to get it off there. Some vintage lace. But I'm diligently working. My mom has been ill for a couple of months now. She had several strokes, and so I've been helping to take care of her. So I work on my journals while I'm here, but I can't get a whole lot done. But I'm thankful that I'm able to spend time with her. And I do appreciate everybody's prayers and keeping us in your thoughts. She's an amazing, amazing human being. I actually have a journal called Love Not Gloria, and there's a printable kit, which I made very affordable. I think it's like $2.99 on the website, because I was with my mom at the hospital for Mother's Day, and it inspired me to make it. This is some vintage wallpaper. So I encourage you to go and look. This is also something you can get with your cabinet cards that you can make yourself. And I have a video, I just haven't edited on how to actually make them. They're not hard. It's just in between I have some thick cardboard, and then I just glue the pages on the outside. All right. And this is a printable. And this is a printable, but I found this is actually, thought it went so well. This is actually a vintage perfume ad. And since that was perfumes, I put it here. And I love when you find, or gals, I always say you guys, when you find vintage papers, there is a difference. You can feel they're like thicker, so much thicker than today's paper. What they say, they don't make them like they used to, and that is surely true. It's got lots of ruffles, and there's lots of receipts and ephemera in here. This is a pocket, another printable. Checks. And I absolutely love how this black paper has embossed, and I'm not sure if it's gonna pick up, but that black paper did some amazing embossing. This is also one of my favorites, the Tim Holtz die that I have, but it's just stunning. That's a printable, and I made a large tag out of it. And then I think that's wallpaper, and then it's got some fabric with some buttons. Some more of my handmade paper and just a journaling spot, and it's got a little belly band. A little pocket. And I think this is where I'm going to tuck some of those fabric textile cards in. All right, here we go. So dangle with the name on it. This is Letitia. And you can find this at thejunkgypsy.com if it's still available. It should be as of filming right now. All right, some more embossed paper. Like I said, I always create tons of little tucks and places to write, because while it's beautiful and it's great to look at, I want you to write it and actually use the journal. There's so many files that I love, but I am a sucker for a vintage rose. Can you tell? And then this is a tuck. I have this amazing font book, and I love it. All right, some vintage paper. Just a little tuck. This is more handmade paper, and it's just got a large tag in it that's some avocado dyed paper. You know, it's my touch of bling. I just gotta have a little touch of bling in there. Some vintage buttons. Look how adorable these little kids are. That's the rest of that black embossed paper. I say it every time I see it, but this is one of my favorite printables I have, and it's got that stain. It's some old wallpaper. And that's some beautiful vintage buttons. Okay. More lace. This is a vintage radio card. More journaling space. This is another vintage ad from a magazine page. And this, I could do this tons. And what you can do with these is you can journal on the back of them, but use these, cut these up, make either in this journal or for other journals that you have, make more journal cards. So even though this is one journal, there's enough ephemera in here probably for at least 4 or 5 journals. This, I'm hoping to make some journals out of. I don't have a whole lot of this fabric, but gorge. And then it's got a tuck spot in it. I absolutely love it. I have some, or I've been meaning to do some Oriental journals. I keep saying I'm going to do it and never have gotten around to it, so I'm saving that. I am working on finishing up several journals that I started and didn't finish. These are all vintage playing cards. And once I get them done and listed, my plan is to start making tons more. But I'll start working on a journal, and for no, well, not no explained reason, like I'll go shopping and buy some beautiful things, and I may only need 1 or 2 more things in a journal to complete it, and I'll abandon the journal just to start making new things with the pretty new things I got. This is some wallpaper that's older, sort of cord. I love this. I got this from an Etsy seller, if I'm not mistaken. I love it, and I love this printable. Excuse me. And more embossed papers. I say give me all the embossed papers. I love embossed papers. I love handmade paper. Sometimes handmade paper can be a little bit delicate, so if I do a whole page, I have done it before, but I don't always do a embossed whole page. So I'll save this for the recipient, but there's several printables in here. That's actually a spot where you can tuck, and this is some more beautiful handmade paper. This is just the cord. There's a little dangle, some ribbon. This is some vintage wallpaper that, again, I made an extra large tag out of. Some vintage labels. This is another little French book page that I turned into a tag. And I love all colors of blue, but this blue sings to me. I absolutely love it. So I make a ton of printables, but I also have no problem buying other printables or using other people's printables because, I mean, we're all in this together, and I love supporting other people in their dream as well. So I think there's some Ruby and Pearl in here, and definitely the Old Design Shop. She is such a gift. She scans a lot of things, which is what I plan on doing too. I had tons of free files before I deleted my website by accident. So as I finish building up my website, I will definitely include one. There's still some on there. There's just not, I used to have close to 60 or 70. Now there's like 5 or 6. This is some, actually I hand dyed this fabric to get this color. Some eyelet trim that was old. This is a belly band, and that's a vintage magazine page. I did a little embellishing, and that's handmade paper that I also embossed. It's got a hidden tag that's avocado dyed paper. Look how gorgeous. As much as I love blue, this green also screams happy, happy. This is your color. Again, embossed papers. Got a little tuck spot. Avocado dyed paper. I love using craft papers. This is an amazing, amazing French letter. Look how small he wrote. And it's a couple pages. In this particular one, he wrote, I guess he got tired of writing. He was writing to his family. He wrote in blue and black ink. One of my absolute favorite images as well. Hotel receipt. And then again, I backed it with another invoice and created a belly band. And then this is the back. Absolutely love it. So again, it's at thejunkgypsy.com. There are 3 being released now, 3 hopefully by the end of next week. And follow me on Instagram at Original Junk Gypsy. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys soon. please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and a like. It really does help me out. And oh, I also have started a Patreon because several people actually asked me to do it. And what I decided to do on Patreon is to have free printables on there. And so a lot of the kits that I create extra Patreon only content and I upload it, but I also upload several kits a month just to Patreon members. So check it out. It's The Junk Gypsy on Patreon. It's patreon.com/thejunkgypsy. Thanks again, you guys. Hope to see you soon.